What kind of weirdo puts a power line pole at the end of a short runway? Seriously? Like, I can't even imagine how this approach and takeoff is supposed to work. I mean, really? Seriously? Hello everybody, welcome aboard. I'm DerTebbers. This is your Flight Simulator X plane spotlight. A plane I'm going to mispronounce because I don't understand how to pronounce it properly. It's a Bristol fighter. So, Bristol Beaufighter, Bristol Beaufighter, Bristol Beaufighter, Bristol Beaufighter. How do you B-E-A-U? Bow? Like bow? Like I got a bow? I don't whatever. Some sort of Britishism. I'm sure it's a Britishism. Anyway, this plane always confused me before we even talk. It always confused me because when you look at it at a quick glance, like boom, I look at it. It sort of reminds me of a Mosquito, only because the engines kind of stick out. Well, kind of. They almost stick out in front of the nose. So it's sort of at a really quick glance, you think Mosquito. It's not, but you know, whatever. All right. Do we have any flap? We do. We have a little bit of flap, yes. Outboard flap, which is interesting. You'd actually expect your flap to be inboard, but this is actually outboard flap, which is interesting. All right, we are going to attempt to take off. We are at Derby, by the way. Somebody at Derby is an idiot and put a power pole at the end of the runway. I could choose a different runway, but if we go this way, we crash into somebody's house. So let's just run up our two Bristol Hercules 14-cylinder radial engines, 1,600 horsepower each. Like that, we're in the air. One thing I love about World War I and II aircraft, they've got so much engine and so much wing. It just makes it a pleasure to fly. This is a versatile multi-role aircraft developed during the Second World War by Bristol Airplane Company. It was originally conceived as a heavy fighter variant of the Beaufort. I guess that's what you call it, the Beaufighter. Oh yeah, Beaufighter, Beaufort, whatever. In service, the Beaufighter, that's what it's going to be called now, was used initially as a night fighter and later mainly as a maritime strike and ground attack aircraft. It also replaced the Beaufort as a torpedo bomber. I'm sure this thing can carry quite the torpedo load too. The idea of a fighter development of the Beaufort was suggested to the Air Ministry by Bristol. The suggestion coincided with delays in development and production of the Westland Whirlwind cannon-armed twin-engine fighter. Bristol made proposals of a fixed four-cannon version and a turret fighter with twin cannon. The former was preferred by the Assistant Chief of the Air Staff. As a torpedo bomber and a general reconnaissance aircraft, the Beaufort had moderate performance, but for fighter-like performance, Bristol suggested their new Hercules engine in place of the Beaufort's Taurus engine. In general, the differences between the Beaufort and the Beaufighter were minor. Wings, control surfaces, retractable landing gears, aft section, and fuselage were identical to the Beaufort. I'm trying not to crash. While the wing center section was similar apart from certain fittings. The bomb bay was of course omitted because this is a fighter, not a bomber. And four forward-firing 20mm Hispano Mark III cannons were mounted in the lower fuselage area. You can see those on this plane. Ah yeah, there they are, right there. There's the guns. Do a gun run on wherever we are. Derby, that's where we are. I don't know where Derby is, guys. Anybody from the UK is like, why don't you know my country? Because I barely know some of the US. The cannons were supplemented by 6 303-inch Browning machine guns in the wings, 4 starboard, 2 port. The asymmetry caused by the port mounting of the landing lights. Mount your landing light funny. You can't have symmetrical guns. It's kind of weird, but whatever. The recoil of the cannons and machine guns could reduce the speed of the aircraft by around 25 knots when they were all fired. That's a pretty significant amount of reduction when you think about it. The areas for the rear gunner and bomb aimer were removed, leaving only the pilot in a fighter-type cockpit. Then a navigator radio operator sat to the rear under a small plexiglass bubble where the dorsal turret had been. Notice this one has a turret. Both crew members had their own hatch in the floor of the aircraft. The front hatch was behind the pilot's seat, as there was no room to climb around the seat back. The back collapsed to allow the pilot to climb over and into his seat. That's going to become really important here in a moment. I don't know where an airport is in Derby, so this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna get in our plane really quick. There's a dude. Hey, dude. Oh, good lord. Jeez, no wonder everyone was deaf after World War II. All right, we're in our plane, right? We're flying along. We're fighting the fight against the Germans who are coming, and our plane gets hit. We're going down. We're going down. Okay, now how do I get out of the plane? Okay. My exit's behind me. And in order to get in the plane, I had to fold down my seat. That's my exit right there. Uh-oh. How does that work? In an emergency, the pilot would operate a lever that remotely released the hatch. Grasp two steel overhead... they're probably those things. Steel overhead tubes and lift himself out of his seat, swing his legs over the hatchway, and let himself go to drop through. Evacuating the aircraft was easier for the navigator because he just had a rear hatch was in front of him and didn't have any obstructions. So think about that. In an emergency, again, this is a ground attack aircraft, so I'm not likely very high above the ground. I'm relatively low. So I get hit, I pull up, I've got an issue, abandoned aircraft. How much time do I have to get my butt out that little hole? Be scary as nobody's business. Where is a runway around here? That's something I probably should have... Oh, is that it right over there? I just see it. Kind of need to head for it. Yes, there it is right there, I think. We're going to assume that that's where I'm heading. By the autumn of 1943, the Mosquito is available in enough numbers to replace the Beaufighter as the primary night fighter of the RAF. As a night fighter, you're probably operating relatively high altitude, but still, that bailout routine, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Crew was 2, pilot and observer. Maximum speed, 320 miles an hour. That's 280 knots, or 515 kilometers an hour at 10,000 feet. Remember when I shoot all my guns? I lose 25 knots. 280 knots at max speed, and I lose 25 knots when I fire all the guns. Woo, boy. Range, 1,750 miles. That's 2,816 kilometers. In addition to our full 20 millimeter Hispano cannons and our 303-inch Browning machine guns, we could carry 2 250-pound bombs or 1 British 18-inch torpedo, or the Mark 13 torpedo, or 8 RP-3 60-pound rockets. So we could shoot rockets at people. Where is a runway around here? Oh, somewhere very close to me. Ah, it's so loud. Where's the runway? Where's the runway? Where's the runway? Oh, wait. It's got to be around here somewhere. There's the power cables that we had to fly over. Where's the runway? We're looking for... found it! Found it! Alright, let's try to land. Woo! I will say, getting inside and turning the engines down. Look at this interior. It is gorgeous. I mean, the interior is very loud compared to the exterior of the aircraft. No idea where that runway went to. Which is fine, actually. You would expect these things to be really loud. I would have preferred for the exterior to be really loud as well. I have lost that runway again. I had eyes on it, then I goofed around. Wait, there's that. So... Oh, it's off our left side. What the heck are we doing? Are we orbiting it? Ah, we are orbiting it. Okay. Nice there. Alright. It looks really good in here. I will say that. Does the things. Do the things flick? Aha! They do. Pitot on. Pitot off. Oh god, don't crash. Landing lights on. Yeah, alright. So. Oh gosh, that's probably stalling. This plane probably shouldn't be stood on its wings quite like that. Okay. Yes, I know. I'm probably breaking you. Alright, we got ourselves lined up now. Where is our airspeed? I don't know. Gears are out. Okay, that's the power thing that we wanted to avoid. Yep. I'm kind of hoping I get a lot of, Ooh, my. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Come on, baby. There we are. Look at that. Look at that plane. She's a beaut. Stop the plane. Stop the plane. Please stop plane. Please stop plane. Ah, we're going to make it. We're going to make it, everybody. We're going to make it. I just realized that I didn't ever check if I had 3 green before I did that. Oh, wait, no, I did, sort of. Nice. Nice. Nice, nice. All right, we've stopped. Let's set the parking brake. Let's shut her down. Let's open that. All right, well, that's opening. Shift 1. Okay, recenters us, I guess. 2. Ah, classic instruments for your communication, ADF, nav, good. That is nose, tail, what's, off. Elevator trim. I don't know what that is. In, out, in. I have no idea what that is. I don't have pop-ups on because I don't feel like it. 4, there's a GPS, ooh, and that's it. And when we're stopped and parked, look at that. We have our chocks on and, ooh, inside the plane. Look, let's look. Hey, look, there's our exit, guys. That's how we evacuate this thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, these people were crazy. These people were crazy. Still, pretty nice looking plane. Let's, look at that. Oh, look at that smoke. Love it. Now, I don't like is that the drone came in immediately. I kind of wanted that to wait, but hey, still. This is a really nice looking aircraft. If you're in the market, hey, I don't know where that came from. But if you are in the desire for a World War II era twin engine night fighter, torpedo bomber, whatever you want to call it, you probably couldn't go wrong with this one, really. I think this one's in pretty darn good shape. I'd give it a go if I were you and you were looking for a nice British era piece of equipment. I'm going back to the skies, guys.